commentary Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki and His Years of Pilgrimage by Haruki Murakami. Information, form and style of the book. The 13th long novel by Haruki Murakami, originally published in 2013. The Japanese hardcover original edition is a 376-page book, and contains 19 chapters. The storyline is not chronological. Many plots, such as the present time on this novel, Tsukuru's high school days, his university days, Tsukuru's childhood and Hida's father with Midori Koa, are arranged in a not chronological order. A middle-scale long novel published after a voluminous grand work by Murakami, 1Q84. In Japan, at first, the publisher thought this book might not be sold well. It might be sold less than 500,000 copies. But because of the effects of the hit of 1Q84 and the attractive, also mysterious title, it sold more than 1 million copies in Japan, had been sold out for a while. Synopsis. In his high school years in Nagoya, Tsukuru Tazaki, 2 boys aka and Ao and 2 girls Kuro and Shiro made a perfect harmonious group. Tsukuru had no outstanding characteristics and ability, but he consisted an inevitable part of the 5, and only Tsukuru went to a university in Tokyo, the rest 4 stayed in Nagoya. In the summer vacation of Tsukuru's sophomore year, he was refused to see by 4 and he had been thought about passing away and had a not sensation for half a year. When he was 36 years old, his girlfriend Sara Kimoto suggested to see other 4 and to solve his emotional problem. Characters. Tsukuru Tazaki, the narrator of this novel. He is only person has no color in his name among the circle of 5. Like his name, he was a common and mediocre man, has no special skill, talent, interest and characteristics. Also he can get average grades in his schools. His only interest is train stations. They deeply moved him, neither trains nor railways. He attended the University of Tokyo, because a professor, expert on railroad station construction, was in the university student period. He had no friend and found his genius to learn foreign languages. Then, he became an engineer at a railway company, and his work was designing railway stations in the western part of the Kanto region around Tokyo. He likes to make things just as his name means, to make or build. We can actually see from childhood, he didn't like read novels. The Chinese character of Tsukuru means to make, not to create. During about 10 years before Tsukuru met Sara, he had gone out with 3 or 4 women, but he couldn't seriously attract them by his emotional issue had caused by the incident. Akamatsu, aka Red, a smart and small man of delicate sensibilities, studied hard. His father was a professor of economics at Nagoya University. He studied in the economic department of Nagoya University, and he worked for a major bank and a finance firm of Nagoya for a few years both. Then he founded a creative business seminar, beyond not much different from a personal development seminar. Etsuo Almi, R.O., Blue, a good-built and hearty man, was a forward on the rugby team and extremely athletic, and a great leadership and courage. He got into a business school of a private university on the recommendation of his rugby ability. He became an excellent salesman at a Lexus dealership in Nagoya. Yusuke Shiro, white, a tall, slim and usually quiet girl, had a silky long black hair, like a traditional Japanese doll. She had a natural talent for music and was a skilled pianist, and her dream was becoming a veterinarian. His father ran an option clinic in Nagoya. He gave up to become a veterinarian and studied piano in a music college. When she was 20, she told a lie that she was violated by Tsukuru, and she miscarried a baby of someone. Then she moved to Hamamatsu, Shizuoka, and taught piano in a small music class. She passed away when she was 30. Kuro, black, a not beautiful but clever, charming and curious girl. She was good at humanities subjects. His father ran an accounting firm. Shiro and Kuro had been classmates. They look an odd but captivating combination. She attended the well-known English department of a women's college in Nagoya, but she left the college and attended the industrial arts department of the Aichi Prefectural Arts College. She emigrated and lived in Helsinki with her Finnish husband. Sara Kimoto, Tsukuru's girlfriend in the current time. She was 2 years older than Tsukuru. Her work is planning package tours at a large travel agency, took many business trips to overseas. She wasn't typically beautiful, but Tsukuru loved the vital atmosphere. Fumiaki Haida, hi, Mr. Gray, a small and handsome student from Akita, with a small and narrow face and a short and slightly curly hair, was majoring in physics of the university, was 2 years younger than Tsukuru. He just want to deeply think about things, to contemplate ideas in pure, free sort of way, but it's like constructing vacuum. He didn't like read novels, but he likes read books of philosophy, classics, Greek tragedies and Shakespeare, and he can distinguish between the music of Mendelssohn and Schumann. He has a pure and theoretical intelligence. The end of February of the next year, to the time Tsukuru had met Haida. Finally Haida left and Tsukuru didn't met him again. Then Haida left the university. Father of Haida, a professor of philosophy in a public university in Akita. His favorite thing is to reflect abstract ideas and to listen to classical music. When the time the Japanese student movement had ended, he wandered around Japan while doing temporary jobs. Midorikawa, Midori, green, a tall and bold mid-40s odd and mysterious man with lanky arms, legs and short hair, wore gold-framed glasses, a leather jacket, jeans, work boots and a wool cap. He said he was jazz pianist and lived in Kogane, Tokyo. Other characters are listed below. Locations. Nagoya, the biggest city in the capital of Aichi Prefecture, the chief urban city of third largest metropolitan Chukyo, the central capital region in Japan, the place between Tokyo and Osaka, or Kanto, the eastern capital region, and Kansai, the western capital region. The city prospers economically, but still exists closeness, conservatism and local color. Tokyo, the huge metropolitan city in the capital of Japan in Kanto region. Key elements. Train station, the symbol of Tsukuru's personality, and station is a necessary thing in the modern society. From his childhood, Tsukuru was fond of all kinds of train station, and his personality has no striking personality. He always aimed for the average middle of road, and it resembles train stations. For Tsukuru, the Tokyo station is an orderly, harmonious, intimate place. It's a comparison to the group of five, also an equal element to the group. Tsukuru's favorite pastime is having a view of Shinjuku Station, the largest train terminal of Japan, as a well-ordered huge system and accurate and tested practices, not riding a train and going to Yamanashi or Nagano. It matches Tsukuru's personality and history. The station is a place of nowhere to a refugee from his own life. Tsukuru was a nowhere man, and the pastime settled Tsukuru's mind. Le Mal du Pays from Year 1, Switzerland of Years of Pilgrimage Suite by Franz Liszt. The title means a groundless sadness called forth in person's heart by a pastoral landscape, homesickness or melancholy. It signifies a theme of this novel, and Shiro always played the piece. Haida listened the 3-record boxed set of the suite played by Lazar Berman in Tsukuru's room, and he left it there. Kuro and Tsukuru listen the Alfred Brendel version in Kuro's house in Hornlina. Strange dream. Dreams in novel are the thing opens the entrance to alter world, it triggers off indirect contacts. Also dreams are image of metaphors as a mixture of desire and memories. A small cloth bag of Midorikawa. By his habit when he played piano, Midorikawa gingerly placed a bag made by expensive cloth on top on the piano, and Haida's father thought it was somebody's funeral ashes. Midorikawa answered it was a good luck charm and like his alter ego. Then Tsukuru imagined the items were put in Midorikawa's bag might be his amputated 6th fingers, and he bring them as a talisman. 2 fingers preserved in formaldehyde. The station master and colleagues of Tsukuru talked about 2 fingers in formaldehyde as a lost and found items, and he replied having 6 fingers and moving them equally and freely might be too much for human beings, and 5 is just the right number. The number 5 implies Tsukuru's ideal harmonious group of 5. Alga's saying some things in life are too complicated to explain. This phrase signifies a theme of this novel. This novel expresses the state or thing can't be explained or expressed by words. Pottery. Pottery is an essential thing for daily life equal to train station, and a small vessel or vehicle is necessary for our life, contrast with train station as a big object. Other key elements are listed below. Riddles. Haida's whereabouts. What is the token Midorikawa owned? What is the meaning of 6th fingers? Why Shiro told a lie that she was violated by Tsukuru? Who made away with Shiro? What is the meaning of the strange dream in the chapter 18? The dream signified what? Interpretations and analysis. The current time of this novel may be the end of 2000s. There are the internet, Google, Facebook, Twitter and iPod. This novel is a story of metaphor. In this story, colors, characteristics, professions, majors and cars of each character are matched. Also the being of Haida, Kuro's passing away, Nagoya and Finland are metaphor as half, and reality and unreal things are not separated in this novel. A main theme of this novel is a communication failure and its tragedy, and people's loss of passionate love. I read this novel as a story of today people who can only communicate and connect by structure of relationship and each attribute, role and belonging, and who can't find and understand the true shape of own personalities. The structure and elements in the structure and its totality and relationship made this story, and Murakami intentionally built the structure, so I think this novel is a novel of structuralism. There's symmetrical structures in the story and the relationship. This novel is 19-chapter novel. To the chapter 9 the content is description of past mainly and Tsukuru's seeking begun from the chapter 10. The structure of the group of 5 was symmetrical. The 2 girls are white and black, beautiful and plain, sensitive and lively. The 2 boys are blue and red, sportsmanlike and intelligent, muscular and slight. Tsukuru balanced the structure of 5 on the center and his role was like a train station. 5 is the ideal and harmonious number in this novel. Midoriko cut his 6th finger, and he can play piano excellently. Midoriko had passed away, green vanished, and the harmonious circle of 5 colors was organized. Tsukuru moved to Tokyo. The harmonious and magical circle of 5 was broken. Each member was separated, and Shiro lost his beauty and talent, and the doors of perception Midoriko mentioned opened, so Tsukuru was in a depression state and felt abnormality of perceptions. Then Haida, Mr. Gray, medium color, brought back Tsukuru to the real world. His role had finished. Then he disappeared from Tsukuru. Colorless, blank, and black are match, so Kuro loved Tsukuru in fact, and Kuro became a ceramist made small vessels. In the end, Tsukuru tried to marry with Sara, was being supported by the Kuros saying in the memory of the circle. I think this is an act commit the real love, go beyond the structure and the metaphor. This novel describes today's people who can't understand how they are seen and estimated by others, and they are liked or loved by the opposite sex or others. One theme of this novel should be a person who can't comprehend he or she is liked or loved by others, tried to understand and love a person seriously. Murakami drew the state as it is, he did neither affirm nor deny. One of themes of Murakami's other works is the detachment as today's people can't love a person seriously. Dream in this novel is an image or a view of metaphor as a mixture of lost things and desire. The dream Tsukuru saw in chapter 7 is a shape or an output of the mixture of his complex and complicated desire, love and friendship for Kuro, Shiro and Haida. The dream in chapter 18 is mixture of lost things as Midoriko, Shiro, piano music and 6th finger. This novel is an ambiguous and slippery one in aspects of the story, the characters and the whole, though I think Murakami tried to express a non-linguistic state or expression can't be explained and expressed by language. The totality of structure, made by elements and the story made a metaphor or something beautiful and comfortable. I think readers should read the thing is expressed by the totality and the total metaphor of the structure, and the story.